Welcome to the carousel. I am John, sometimes MusiM. With me I have Joey.
Hi!
I have Jake.
Let me tell you about mattresses.
Oh, Jesus, what the no.
It's a third of your life. Spend the money.
This is, Matt.
I don't know what else you expected.
I don't, well, I need to go lie down now, is my feelings on it. Man, that crashed.
Yeah, that just put a
right
wrench
out of the
in
gate.
it.
Yeah.
It's like that old Soviet rocket that gets about 3 feet off the launch pad and just goes bloop.
Okay. So, I guess let's just head into releases and news. Releases at the top of the list. I don't remember if we actually do this first, but fuck it. So video game releases. Tomorrow, on Friday the 13th, prepare to meet your doom.
It's Friday the 13th?
Yes.
It's so spooky.
With
Spooky.
Doom from Bethesda.
Yes, Doom's coming out. I trying to decide if I want it. Like, I wasn't too impressed with the multiplayer, but that's the multiplayer, and that's not really why I would buy Doom anyway.
I'm curious about their map editor since they have that weird snap feature.
Snap map.
Yeah, that looks cool.
What is it? Snap map? What the?
Snapping maps.
Snapping mats.
It is a
Slapping cracks and snapping mats.
control methodology to construct a level. Like, where, if I remember right, and it's been since last year E3 since I saw it, so I don't remember it right. You actually just run your character around the level and snap objects and things to where you want them.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
And it's got some. I don't know how in depth it is, but it's got. You can set up triggers and stuff like that too. So you grab this armor and these dudes spawn, or this door opens, or whatever, and you can tie stuff together. Oh, it's all sort of modular rooms kind of thing. For people who are into that stuff, I guess it'd be cool. I'm not touching that piece either.
I just want to see what it looks like. But at the same time, if that single player has a demon wall in it, like that's a sale right there.
Yeah.
But
You know what it looks like? It looks a lot like but unsurprisingly, it looks a lot like the Fallout construction stuff.
Oh, yeah, actually it does. Now that you've said that. It looks, and now you deflated my boat entirely, because that's exactly what it's going to be. That's how it's going to operate. Is that game running on Gamebryo 2?
Yes, it is. I don't know.
I think you just killed any chance I'm going to get Doom. I don't know. I'll wait for the reviews. Realistically, I wasn't going to buy it first day anyway.
Yeah, that one for me is probably going to be a lot like The Last Wolfenstein. I loved The Last Wolfenstein, the full release, not the sort of downloadable thing. But it was not a $60 purchase for me. I can afford to wait until this goes on sale, even if that means Christmas. Well, probably Halloween. I can afford to wait.
The hard part for me is Amazon has that get 20% off a game if you buy it during the new release window and pre-order it, or one or the other, and so the entire time...
Uncharted was almost at my doorstep this week.
Yeah. And I might still just get drunk and order Uncharted, sometime this weekend. We'll see.
It's a great thing. That's how I know we're living in the future. Is I can get drunk and order like anything and have it show up to my house
From the toilet.
From the toilet. Like I can literally push a button on the toilet and drunkenly order like a pallet of Gatorade.
And just think, if you got drunk in the right city, it could show up in like a couple hours at your door.
It's true.
Order video games like you do pizza.
Have a little drone drop it off at your doorstep.
Okay, so the 17th we have Valkyria Chronicles for PS4. That was a PS3 exclusive. It's a Sega game. Very pretty graphics engine. Very JRPG in terms of storyline. Gameplay.
That's not the one that got released on the PC?
It is also released on the PC.
Okay, so it's a remaster kind of thing then.
Yeah, it's probably the same as the PC version. I haven't looked into it much, but I think Sega comes up. I don't know where they find them, but they come up with these obscure, experimental game systems, and this is one of those where it's kind of a third-person shooter, but mixed with like a JRPG tactics scenario. So it's like I don't know. The closest you can come to describing is like XCOM, except your guy is always kind of shooting, and you're just deciding where they're going and who they're sniping or whatnot. But it's, I don't know.
It's been on my PC for probably a year now. It was looking like it was going to be one of the Game Club games, and it went on sale, and I was like, you know what, I've been wanting to play this for a long time anyway. I'll pick it up. I haven't fired it up yet.
Yeah, it's not bad. If you hate like anime or Japanese RPG storylines, you'll hate this one too.
Okay.
But I think if you can get past enough of the dialogue to get to some of the maps, I think the game system will be interesting enough to make you go, well, I'm glad I experienced that, if only for 5 minutes, and never to play it again. But
I played it briefly on PS3, and I liked what I saw of it. I can't remember. I think I might even played it with you, John. It very well might have been with you. I liked the idea of it, but I never picked it up.
Yeah, well. Now you can pay probably more than you should for it for PS4.
Right, exactly.
Let's see. 19th, Fallout 4 DLC, Far Harbor.
Oh God.
You guys can tell what this is.
I've already made my main DLC joke. It's kind of looks like it's sort of the oh God, we do this every time. What was the one where you went to Spooky Island with the zombies in Fallout 3?
I didn't
you got
know
on the
last
boat,
time,
went
and
out
I
there?
don't know this time.
It sort of looks like that one where you hop a boat and go up the coast, and you and Nick Valentine are looking into more synth stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
which
I haven't looked into it a lot. It just
I'm
looks cool when
excited
I
for
have.
that part. In and of itself, I can't get enough Nick Valentine. Like, he's my favorite.
I just want, you see, you said that, and what went into my head was Nick Valentine in his normal outfit with a keytar, playing some synths.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be good.
You know what? And the one thing that I will be upset if it's not in the game is a Stephen King Easter egg of like you find a skeleton that got hit by a van or something like that. Like if that's not in there, I will be very surprised.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk Stephen King since it takes place in Maine, doesn't it?
That's why it was the main DLC.
Yeah. Oh,
jeez.
Jesus Christ. But I've also heard a lot of Lovecraft stuff, like possibly kind of a Shadow over its mouth type of vibe going on with this DLC. I'm excited for it. I can't get enough of Fallout 4 right now. So actually, I can and I have, and that's why I don't play it right now. But as soon as more stuff comes out, I haven't picked up the whole workbench stuff. Like I picked up the robot one, Automatron, or whatever the.
Yeah, I was not real impressed with that, especially since it bugged out like 4 times when I was fighting the Mechanist.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, you've killed everything, and the Mechanist is not going to walk down here now, so I guess you just get to start the fight over. Have fun.
There were a lot of patches with that.
I really liked it, but I didn't go fight the
enjoyed...
Mechanist either, so...
You didn't what?
I didn't go fight the Mechanist either, but I enjoyed modding the shit out of my robots.
I've liked that a lot. The storyline was fine. It was pretty short, but I like being able to build an army of robots and have them do stuff in my settlements now.
I like modding my existing robots, like making what's-her-name fly and...
Making sexy Cogsworth.
That I haven't done.
Yeah. With the what the hell the auto the
Assaultron or whatever.
Yeah, the Assaultron legs.
Okay. Yeah, giving him boobs.
Yeah. You just give him the legs and the ass, and he kind of waddles around.
What else do you need, really?
Yeah, you really don't need anything else. The robot stuff's always been my favorite in that, anyway. Like the whole USS Constitution mission was like one of my favorite things.
Oh, that was the best.
Ironsides was so awesome. I wish he could be your companion, honestly. Like,
I guess I haven't played that mission.
Oh yeah. Oh, you need to play. You have to play that.
Look for a giant
fuck off ship that's
like
been
War of 1812 era ship that's been outfitted with rockets and is stuck in the side of a building.
Yeah, it's literally the USS Constitution, which is a real ship that is on display in Boston, but it's been modded with rockets. and has spots on it.
Okay.
It's got a robot crew that like they're still fighting the war, man. It's real good.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's got a very, very satisfying ending, and you get a very awesome, if not very effective, weapon out of it.
Yeah.
Where is this ship?
Couldn't.
Oh, sure. I'll send something through Slack. I'll send you a map point.
Okay.
For it, but
it's on the coast. It's stuck in a building.
Yeah.
It's pretty tough to miss if you get close to it.
Okay.
It's
Like
stuck in a bank.
I've barely touched the East Coast, so.
Yeah, you definitely that and the Silver Shroud missions are like the two.
I say
must.
that as if Boston has a West Coast.
Yeah, no, it does not.
It does have a glowing sea.
It does
in the
have a
west.
glowing sea.
I guess it's kind of coast.
Is it really a sea? It's just kind of a glowing desert, right? Like
It's a wasteland.
It doesn't really glow either. It's pretty foggy.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's just super foggy and fucked up.
Man, everyone is super illiterate 200 years from now.
Well, there's no schools anymore. There hasn't been schools for like 100 years. Like any
There's a
good-
school in Diamond City.
Yeah, you call that a school. That's
I mean, if you're one of those rich
supposed to
yuppies that lives in
daycare.
Diamond City.
The TA wants to fuck the teacher. I don't know if there's any more of a school like
School
that's
thing.
yeah.
Than that.
That is like the essence of school, is having a teacher's assistant want to bang the teacher.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we've done enough here.
So then on the 24th, we are still talking about releases. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutants in Manhattan
I'm
comes
excited
out.
for that.
Comes out for PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC. And this is the Platinum Ninja Turtles game, so if nothing else, it'll be decent and very flashy.
Yeah.
And then in movies, of course, X-Men comes out the 27th.
I've lost almost all of my give a fuck for that movie.
I hate this because I'm sure my dislike of the X-Men movies makes me, like some people view me as a contrarian. and sometimes I like to humorously be a contrarian, but like reading the reviews, I'm like, okay, yeah, all that shit would piss me off. But then it says things like how entertaining, like Cyclops.
And you're like, oh, I'm sold.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Said a good
God,
thing
the
about
character.
Cyclops, I'm out.
The
I'm
character
not
they have
in.
shit on every single movie, like, finally gets his due. Like, he probably doesn't. It's probably like a 5-minute scene, and they think he's cool because Wolverine's taking a dump in his face. But Cyclops is like, I'm about to be cool, and then Wolverine's like, Weapon X, and then poops in his face and leaves,
Yeah.
and that's...
They're like, but he took it really well.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can't flush the poop. It keeps regenerating.
It does.
Well, he has permanent pink eye. So, because his visor's red.
Oh,
I was yeah.
So I'm still a movie behind on that. I haven't seen Days of Future Past yet.
It's okay.
So
It's all right.
it's on my list. I'm just not running out to buy it. Like, it's one of those things where you can't really rent it easily, but you can totally buy a digital copy for $16. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
If you're gonna watch an X-Men movie, then you should watch Deadpool.
Then you should watch Deadpool. Yeah, that's the
yeah.
right.
But if you're gonna watch the other X-Men movies, then you should watch
You should still watch Deadpool.
First Class and Days of Future Past,
Yeah.
but also Deadpool.
So anyway, with that in mind, I wasn't gonna be in the theater for that one anyway. But I was watching one of the trailers. Oh, it was one of the trailers before Civil War, and they were like, for the most powerful beings on Earth, and it was like Magneto. Okay, and then they cut to Psylocke, and I was like, really? Like, most powerful on Earth, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they kind of shoehorned her into that role because they really wanted to see Olivia Munn in that costume.
Well, and what's funny is they took the Psylocke costume and they said, this isn't revealing enough. Add a boob window.
Because boob window.
Look, I approve of boob windows. I'm just saying, like, they took these skimpiest, one of these, like,
puberty-inducingest,
yes,
like X-Men costumes. They're
like little boys' balls dropped to Psylocke's outfit. Reading,
I know
X-Men
mine
comics.
did. Yeah.
So, but anyway, I've heard her role in the movies very much just being the Horseman and barely being in there. So, but
Fine with me.
I don't know. My hope is for the Josh Boone New Mutants movie.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. we'll see if I'm excited about that or not. But he's said all the right things to make me excited. So, continuing on the news, Jake, why don't you take this next one?
We have just sort of a... I don't know if it was dropped out of nowhere or if I just don't pay enough attention, but it sure feels like it was dropped out of nowhere. Civ 6 is out in 5 months. I didn't remember... I mean, have you guys heard anything about this?
No, not a damn thing. I didn't even realize they were making Civ 6.
Me neither. I thought they were going to drop 2 more expansions on Beyond Earth, like they do with the main games. And they must have been like, all right, we're pulling the ripcord. This one's done.
What if Civ 6 is the expansion for Beyond Earth?
Well, like time looped back around on itself?
Beyond Earth, the Earth expansion.
Beyond Earth, welcome to Earth. But it looks like they're kind of doing... I mean, there's only like 2 or 3 screenshots out and a trailer that shows no gameplay, because their trailers never show gameplay. And it's not actually a very impressive trailer either, until the sort of the title screenshot at the end, which is real cool. But the couple of screenshots look like it's going to be kind of more the sort of, not cartoonish, but a little more stylized sort of units like they have on the mobile games, but much nicer looking. It's the terrain that looks like it's going to be like, whoa. And they said there's supposed to be, a much nicer learning curve now. They're doing some other modes and some multiplayer stuff that you can actually finish a game in 1 session kind of thing. So we'll see. It's out in 5 months.
Cool.
I've never played a Civilization game. I've always meant to, but...
They're tough to jump... You really have to put the time in to sort of make yourself learn how to do it. Or, what you could do, there's a dude on YouTube. Channel is 2BC, like British Columbia, 2BC Productions. And he has 3, maybe 4... playlists where he, the different expansions, Vanilla and Brave New World and all that, where he'll pick one of the races. That's a little weird. I'm going to say leaders. He'll pick one of the leaders and play through a full game and kind of explain what he's doing and why and sort of talk out his strategy. Check that out and watch the first 5 or 10 before you start again. They're 20 minutes long. You can spread them out, whatever. Just watch a good chunk of... a good handful of them before you start a game, and you're going to have a much easier time.
Much easier time figuring out what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, I've lost some days to Civ, but like it's one of those games that I have a lot of respect for it, but I typically don't buy when they come out and don't play them very often because I just stay up for like 28 hours if I do.
Right. It seems like most of the people I know that are really into Civ, like that's what they play, is Civilization, and like they're still on, a version several years back that they just still just love, and that's pretty much what they play.
I'm trying to find out how many hours I've dumped into Civ 5 just by itself.
See, if Randy had shown up, he plays a lot of Civ.
He does.
Oh, it's not showing. I would have to actually fire up Steam. Maybe I will. You guys sit tight. I'll be back in a bit.
Well, let's just pause the podcast and...
Yeah, just chill out, and we'll just
No,
wait.
I mean, I'm totally just going to go play Civ for a while.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah, speaking of eating up every part of your life.
I did mention this would be a civilized podcast, so...
You did.
You did. There's document. It's out on the internet.
Yeah.
It's documented.
Today it was announced, like literally a couple hours ago.
Supergirl. We caught one! Yay!
Supergirl has been renewed, but is moving from CBS to CW. So, in a crisis of infinite networks, there is only one network left with the DC properties.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Like,
that also means Supergirl's going to die because that's how that
someone
story
else will take
goes, and then. New boob window lady comes in, Power Girl.
Sorry, 611 hours, by the way.
611 hours.
611. And the ad, when you load up Steam, is if you pre-order it, you can get 40% off the Steam controller.
Oh.
All right. Okay.
Which nobody's going to use to play Civ with.
I have one of those.
Do you?
Yeah. It's okay. It's
Would you play Civilization with it?
I haven't tried. It depends on... Like, games that have set up a default config for the Steam controller work a lot better than games that haven't. I don't think there's really any text typing in Civ, is there?
Unless you want to rename your units.
Yeah, and I don't think I'd do that. As long as there's not text typing, because if there is and the game doesn't have an in-game keyboard, then you have to open up a Steam window and pull up their keyboard, and it's a big pain in the ass.
Yeah,
I think you'd be okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It just depends on how that game's set up. Like some games I like it, some games I don't. If I have to use the little mouse pad things excessively, then I probably won't use it. But
Well, you probably would be doing a lot of that. I don't know, but I mean that's the game. Civ 5 is what they put on the front of every Steam controller advertisement for like 2 years there before it came out. So one would think they put a lot of effort into it. I don't know.
Man, that'd be horrible if I could play Civ 5 in bed. big drooling mess.
You'd be tossing and turning. I'll see myself out.
Yeah, please do.
Well,
We're on fire tonight.
I can't let it go. I'm just like, I play RPGs in bed already. I already passed turns. It's anyway. So that Assassin's Creed trailer came out. I forgot we put that on this list. Did you guys watch it at all?
What? Oh, the Assassin's Creed movie trailer? No, yeah. I've seen. Literally, that's been in my face the entire time I've been working, and I've been very tempted to just say fuck it and watch it at work, but I didn't.
Well, it was fine.
Let me give you like just a light play-by-play. It starts out with Fassbender in like Abstergo facility, and they're like, "Your life is dead now. Here's the Animus," and the Animus is this big arm gymnasium VR thing. And then you hear Kanye West in the background going, "Oh my God," doing that stupid fucking song. And then you start seeing him running around in the Assassin's Creed outfits, which they look good in that. And the action looks good, and the climbing looks good.
A lot of parkour, yeah.
Like having Kanye West rap over that was really corny for me. I gotta be honest with you. Like,
yeah, no, I can totally see that.
Like part of me's like, well, maybe, but another part of me's like, most hip hop people I know don't even like him.
There was they kind of went overboard on the sepia tone filter, which is fine, whatever.
That's how you know it's old.
Yeah,
that's how you know you're in olden times.
Well, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
No.
Oh, and they are going to Spain this time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, are they going to Spain?
Yeah, that's why he made that joke.
Ah.
So, but
Fassbender looks cool. Whatever. I don't play the games. I'm sure people who like the games will hate this, but whatever. I hope people enjoy it.
It seems like the people that like the games are becoming fewer and fewer and fewer the more iterations they go through on these.
I don't know what the main threat is now that they got rid of Desmond, honestly. And I know a lot of people didn't like that, but that was kind of like, to me, it's either you get rid of the virtual reality stuff or you have like a main center like Desmond doing some sort of serialized story.
Right.
And they don't have that serialized story anymore. Now they just are like, well, we have to have this VR portion in it. So let's say they're Abstergo employees and they have to make an Assassin's Creed game like they did. Yeah. I mean, that was the backstory for Black Flag, you know?
Was it really?
Yeah.
I have Black Flag, but I'm only about probably 45 minutes or an hour into it, so I haven't gotten to that piece yet.
Yeah.
I think those games
I don't know if
probably...
they're making a game, but it's very meta in the aspect that you're working for Abstergo and you're programming or making something for them.
Like you're rating the VR missions or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Give this a 1 to 5 if you liked it, and then that data goes back to Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ubisoft, ubiquitous software.
So now that they're putting it in the movie, it's like, well, does that mean they're going to make Fassbender a descendant? Like, because the original Assassin's Creed story was, hey, we have a bunch of, essentially, like they weren't Muslims, but they may as well have been fucking Muslim assassins who are fighting the Templars, Christian Templars, which...
Oh, man.
Like, are they
That was what made those good. That's what was really good about those.
Are they going to put that type of tone and controversy into that movie? Because I really doubt it.
Yeah, that's what made those first ones really good. Is like, I mean, they got death threats over those first games. Like, they were good. They were really good. But then they got greedy and the quality went to shit.
Well, in my opinion, the quality of the first one was shit, but the storyline was fucking ballsy as
great.
I mean, it's if they just got rid of all the poor people in the first game. Please, sir, I have no money. I hate the fucking, like,
You hate the poor MusiM.
Yes,
MusiM.
I
You just
do.
hate him.
I do. I hate the Assassin's Creed poor.
I knew you were a secret 1%er.
You know me, living in my big, barely functional. Well, okay, the house isn't functional.
There's an assload of robots on a shelf behind you, for Christ's sake. Robots, John.
Robots.
I feel like I'm in
Running.
the Terminator all of a sudden.
Everyone has their hobbies.
Yeah,
And
I'm
you guys
sorry.
can't see the robots in front of me.
Sorry to derail, but did you guys see the giant mech duel challenge thing that was going around earlier this week?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but you're going to have to be more specific.
Oh my god! No, there's a Japanese company that makes these giant actual like real life mechs, and there's also an American startup that that is making them as well, and they issued a challenge to the Japanese company, and they accepted, and they're going to have a giant robot war like duel.
So is
with
this
melee
is
weapons
this
and
an
stuff.
actual life real steel?
Yes, this is an actual life real steel, and the people that issued the challenge are trying now to make like a giant mech fighting league show.
Boy, they're going to have to get a lot of advertisers to recoup their costs on that
Yeah,
one.
no shit. Like,
Well,
I think it's interesting.
I mean, it's really just time, isn't it? Because they can get, like, fucking beater cars all day and then buy cheap-ass... Well, I guess those motors to move those arms and shit would be expensive.
Yeah,
And then they have the power source, which will probably be worth it. Okay, whatever.
And you're explicitly trying to destroy them every week.
Yeah, exactly. I used to love Robot Jocks when I was a kid for some ungodly reason.
You know, it's...
So
I mean,
I'm excited.
Bamfcast, that wasn't their first movie, but to me, they essentially formed a podcast around that movie.
The movie was fucking horrible and awesome. All at the same
If you
time.
ever want to drink and watch it, like...
I'm totally down for that because I haven't watched it in years. I forgot about it up until I think like 5 years ago, and I was like, "Holy shit!" My dad and me used to watch this all the
See?
time.
And that's the perfect time to watch it, because it is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous, so...
I finally get the pun in the title. Oh my god. I'm awful.
Pun in what title? What are you talking about?
They're jocks! They're robot jocks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
You just... Okay.
I was like 4 when it came out, okay? I don't remember. I thought jocks was a word, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
And I'm driving a car out on the roads with the rest of you.
Yeah, it's just now dawning on you.
You're gonna sleep better at night knowing that.
It's dawning on you how these jocks waged war,
Yeah.
On each other.
how they brought the hammer down.
Brought the
Two.
hammer down with their just. I'd never seen the movie. I can't make any puns. Dawn of War 3. Warhammer Dawn of War 3 trailer came out this week. Maybe last week. Looks real good. It's just a CGI trailer, so it doesn't. It would probably give me more information if I was more into the series. I played through all of Dawn of War 1, and I think the couple expansions that were out with that, it was, $5. The bundles were $5 forever. It was week after week after week, that and Dawn of War 2. So I played through 1, and after I saw the trailer, I was kind of excited. You know what? I'm gonna restart Dawn of War 2 and see if I can play through those. Not necessarily before it comes out, because there's like 5 expansions, but just play a good chunk of them so I can understand who these guys are in the trailer. And boy, that game is not what I was expecting. Dawn of War 2, I am probably 6 or 7 missions in. I have not built a building. I have not really built a unit. It's 4 hero units running around.
Really?
Yeah. It's like the StarCraft levels where, they give you 3 or 4 guys, and it's just like, this is it, make it through the level. Every level is like that.
Holy shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like, I'm really hoping it turns around, because I want to build some shit, and this is not, you need to spice this up, guys.
A lot of people like that game, though. Like, someone recommended it to me years ago, and I bought it, and I played, like, the first mission, and I remember that being like it, and I was like, I never liked these types of missions before, so I'll just not play this right now. And I just assumed that you would be building factories and shit later, but...
You were in Dawn of War 1? It was limited. It was more like a Battle for Middle-earth, maybe, than it is a StarCraft. But I was expecting some sort of base production, something. So I'm hoping I don't know how much I'm going to tough it out, but I'm hoping that in some of the expansions they bring some of that in, but I'm not real optimistic.
Okay.
We'll see. But speaking of species, governments fighting against themselves, rebels, have you seen anything this week, John?
You talking about like Star Wars?
Yeah.
It's a war of sorts.
Well, I mean,
It's about
has lots
people
of stars
dragging
in it.
down big things with like cables.
someone loses their hand in it. I mean, anyway. So yeah, the Civil War is really fucking good. Like I don't know. Do you want to go first, Jake? I feel like you had actual criticisms, where I'm going to start out with a bunch of praise. Well, although I do have some criticisms too. Come to think of it, so
Okay. It was real good. I mean, I sort of kind of feel like I'm starting to get over superhero movies altogether, but if this was the last one that ever came out, I think I might be okay with that. All the action scenes were just fantastically choreographed and mostly perfectly shot, and just very clever ideas, and the characters moved awesome and all that stuff. Like, it's everything I wanted. There was that one scene where, it's the scene where this side fights this side, and they're sort of kind of walking towards each other. And I don't know what this makes me, but I did get a little bit of a chill and kind of go like, whoa, that's cool. Almost everything about it is awesome. The acting is great. The writing is good. It lulls in some places, but I get why they had to do it. The only thing I don't get, and it seems to be a pretty... I was dodging everything online until I actually saw it, and now that I've seen it, I was looking around at some, blogs over the last week and whatever, and just kind of Twitter. Spider-Man is an awesome addition to this movie, but holy Christ is he just wedged in there.
yeah, I was on the same boat with you when I got out of the movie. I was like, the Spider-Man scenes and lines and action were fucking awesome, but there is no viable reason for him to be in the movie. And then I read an article that was very much pro Spider-Man being in the movie, and the way they present it, and I will do my best not to spoil anything for anyone.
Yeah, John.
But you already know Spider-Man's in the movie.
I do.
And I assume you know who recruits him, right?
Yes, I do.
So, based on that, a lot of this is Tony being Tony and doing things he thinks are right but aren't right. So he needs Spider-Man there, and also Spider-Man to kind of reiterate some certain things that actually agree with Cap when he hears it out loud, Mm-hmm. And I think the movie does need that occasional character that comes in and gives that outside perspective, because it very much is the middle of a franchise movie. It assumes you already know these characters, you already know what they can do, you already know what they're about, and starts running, which is I appreciate they finally got themselves to that point. Even though
it's only taken them how many goddamn movies to get to the point where
13, 14?
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Mm.
But like overall, I think the movie's awesome. I think the Russo brothers are just fucking amazing in setting tone and everything. I think, well, I say tone. The tone's kind of all over the place in the movie because they have somber parts, they have humorous parts.
Oh, the thing with the two guys in the car. That was awesome.
That's pretty good. They have lots of awesome parts.
I'm really excited to see it. I hate that I haven't seen it yet. Like I feel like a horrible Captain America fan, but
I would like to see it again.
Yes.
It is definitely one of those see in the theater multiple time movies.
Yeah.
The airport scene was shot entirely in IMAX, so that's a good reason to see it when I saw, like, I enjoyed the movie, and my theater going experience was fucking horrible. Like, for one, bought my tickets a month in advance, showed up 20 minutes before the movie, grabbed the tickets from the machine, go to walk in the door. There's a line coming out the door to get your ticket, torn. Like,
Jeez.
Literally, we wait 10 minutes in that fucking line to get into the movie. We finally get into the movie. There are two guys next to us who I realized, one of them leans over and starts, blabbing about what a certain Ant-Man may or may not do. And I'm like, fuck, I've been avoiding things on this. I already knew that particular thing, but it was a lot of trying to ignore them. And then they continued, like being socially inept, excitable nerds through the movie. So they were
How dare they? Yeah.
It's well, when you have someone like next to you who is just constantly saying something or tearing open packaging during quiet scenes.
Yeah,
it becomes
horrifying.
do I tell them to shut the fuck up? No, I don't, because it's going to escalate it and ruin the entire movie-going experience instead of just having it partially ruined. I'm going to put up with it.
Yeah, no,
The AC was fucking out in the theater, so we were all sweating like pigs. And the last third of the movie, a light fucking came on for 20 minutes.
Oh, Jesus.
It was like...
That's a clusterfuck. Was this AMC or was this Cinemark?
This was AMC.
Is it AMC? Yeah.
I went to AMC as well, and mine was, by and large, much, much better. I got reserved seat, walked in. It was the front row right behind sort of the drop-down. So, I had, like, the railing and stuff. The chairs are these nice, big, overstuffed recliners with attached tables if you wanted to bring your drink in. And all that was really good. And then... apparently, a guy who did not reserve a seat or reserved a bad seat walked up, saw the one next to me was empty, and went, "Hey, is someone here?" And no, whatever, because it's my first time at reserved seating. I don't know how this works, so I'm not going to be a dick. And it seemed totally fine. Like, dude, probably mid-40s, heavy dude, but whatever. Wearing like khakis and like clearly he just like came from work. It was a 5:30 show, so a lot of people probably did. And was totally fine. Guy seemed real nice. He was, wasn't an asshole or anything. But the seats recline, and the second he gets about most of the way reclined, clearly, I think he may have some weight-related breathing issues because he breathed so loud the entire movie. It was. Oh God.
That. Oh God, that's absolutely infuriating.
I can't even think of something to describe it like, but for an entire movie you just hear right next to your head, and it's like, motherfucker. Like, it wasn't bad when everyone's shooting and beating the hell out of each other, and then the second that goes away, and it's like
somebody's having fucking sleep apnea next to you.
Right.
Yeah, like the guys next to me. There was a quiet scene where Scarlet Witch and Captain America were talking. I don't know what they said because they were opening some fucking rapper through that entire scene, and the entire time I was just like, I'm gonna fucking kill them. And Susie was with me too, and every time like it happened, she was squeezing my hand, and I thought she was trying to calm me down, but it turns out she was really pissed too.
You know those like maxi pad rappers that are all like super quiet to open that they developed? Like, why can't we put movie candy in that shit? Like, why has that not happened yet?
That'd be great.
I feel like that's a big deal. That's a selling point.
Yeah.
It's like these guys are like opening their Twizzlers, and then 5 minutes later you hear them unraveling the saran or the aluminum wrap to to wrap them up to go like.
That's what I felt like, man. I'm like, couldn't you guys just have waited for an action scene? But I don't know. A couple of betas, you just gotta watch them.
Oh, that was our cue.
Yeah.
Yep, I get it.
I could talk about Civil War for another half hour, but
right. So
there's two little things I want to hit real quick.
Okay.
And they're both Spider-Man related. Well, one of them is. Spider-Man's webbing looked awesome. Like, it's not the organic, weird shit that Sam Raimi came up with. It's actual web cartridges, and man, it looks real cool. It does not look like jizz. So
it totally doesn't look like jizz. That's good.
It's a 100% jizzless.
It helps that they didn't make a jizz joke like they did in the Sam Raimi one.
Yeah.
To just kind of solidify the fact of what it looks like.
Solidify, I get it. And then Black Panther looked awesome. And everything about Black Panther was great.
Yeah.
And the thing at the end credits after that where they show Wakanda, that was awesome. I cannot wait for that movie.
It did get me excited for a Black Panther and Spider-Man movie. Like, where I was not excited at all for Spider-Man and Black Panther, I was kind of lukewarm on. Like, I'm all in now. Especially since, like, this is the one good thing about Marvel not having the X-Men, is they can't hook him up with Storm. Because that was always the most bullshit romance I ever... That was some dude at Marvel going, well, we have two black
characters, let's have them get married.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Just, like, that was... I think that was their entire reasoning. Like,
yeah. They're like, she's
Well, kind of
black.
along those lines, I feel like, and I guess it's too entrenched at this point, but it feels real weird to have a movie coming out called Black Panther. Like, you put that out in the '60s, like there's gonna be some issues. Like, how did we get rid of Captain Marvel, but we're holding on to this? Like,
So what's interesting is I looked this up because I heard someone say it on a podcast or YouTube or something. It turns out Black Panther was introduced in like July of '66, and the Black Panther organization was established in like October of '66.
that's unfortunate.
That's crazy.
Does that just mean they went official then, and Marvel was already aware of them? Like that can't be coincidence, you know?
I'm just asking questions. That's all.
Good chicken or
Anyway, that was it. That was all I had for Civil War. We can move on to watching over betas.
betas. Yeah,
Do it, Joey.
betas to Overwatch. Oh shit, you're gonna make me. Played a lot of Overwatch beta over the weekend, last weekend, and I liked it a lot. Except for Jake was supposed to play with me, and then he didn't because he is a dirty master race person.
Yeah, well, yeah. It looks real fucking nice on my PC.
I bet it does. I bet it does. I would be playing it on PC too if I had the hardware for it, but I don't right now, which is really unfortunate.
Mouse and keyboard. I threw the headphones in because, man, that game has a great soundtrack.
It does. It really does. I'm kind of I don't know what I was expecting going into the game, but I was kind of thrown back by it being like kind of real life locations you were going into.
Oh, that was one of the coolest parts.
Yeah. I thought it was cool too, but I was like, what the hell? We're going to Brazil or whatever the fuck. And,
Like
yeah,
what do you
like
mean real life? Like just you were
like the
going
map.
to actual countries? Because like
Yeah.
the animated shorts all looked like it was all sci-fi, generic future kind of thing.
Well, it is future, but it's future Earth.
Yeah, it's
So
future-
you'll go to Japan, or you'll go to Hollywood, or I'd never made it to Brazil.
But they don't,
You're going
like-
all over the place.
Like, do you see like iconic landmarks or anything like that?
I was too busy shooting people.
Yeah, it's sort of the overall level design is what you notice. They may be in there, but it is a very fast-paced game. So I didn't have time to kind of wander around and look.
Yeah, it is. It is a very fast-paced game. On the beta, at least, I was kind of disappointed. There wasn't a whole lot of team communication going on. There weren't a whole lot of people in the voice channels, at least on PS4, everywhere I was playing. So it seemed like, but so hopefully that kind of changes in the community over a little bit, because it is a game that rewards strategy a lot. It's a lot like, it feels a lot like Team Fortress 2, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like it feels a lot like Team TF2, but the characters are really fun in it. There's a bit of a learning curve on every character, but it's not insurmountable because there's only a few, you only have a few different abilities, but they all play pretty radically different.
I don't know, I'd say radically. They play differently enough that, like some characters don't have, I want to say an alt. That's not true. Some characters have two weapons. Some don't. Some characters have alternate fire on some of their weapons. Some don't. There are guys who are missing a skill slot. Like, pretty major stuff. And you're not going to see them doing that in, Battlecry or Gigantic or, Battleborn or Paddle Porn or whatever billionth one came out this month. But yeah, what was cool was there was that, I'm thinking of the version in Hearthstone where it's the Brawl, where basically, every week they change it. Well, this week it was every time you die, it'll give you a random character. Now, that character may be the one you just had, but every time you die, you're playing a new character, and it was a great way to... Like, I found two more guys I liked because of that.
Yeah, no, I forced myself to start playing that pretty early because I figured it would be a really good way to force me into playing some different roles that I normally wouldn't, see if I liked them or not. And I ended up playing Medic almost through a good chunk of the beta because of that, because I started playing Medic in... I got, like, 3 different Medic characters in one round of that challenge mode.
Which one did you like the most?
I played a lot of Mercy just because she was the easiest to get behind. But
okay, so she's the real direct sort of basic medic.
She's a real easy medic. I played her, and I played whatever the hell the freaking guy. Yeah, I loved him too.
I liked him a lot, and his goo gun or whatever.
Yeah, his crazy like sound wave goo gun thing. Like he wasn't as easy to heal people directly with. Like he just kind of has this passive heal that everybody around him like listens to the song. He's kind of like the bard character, but and then you could switch over. Like he had an ability called crossfade where he changes his song to pump up damage.
It was
What's
speed.
happening? Oh no, it's speed. Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
That's
I was
right.
gonna say if there was a damage one and I didn't find it, I'm gonna be pissed.
No, you're right. It was speed, which was really nice for me because I died a lot. So it was nice to be able to go through and turn his little thing where it increases the
Movement speed.
yeah the potency of the
Oh
whatever.
yeah,
Like,
it is sort of like
off
6
that
or
rail.
8 second cooldown. Is
Mhm.
you can whatever aura you're emitting, it gets juiced for the next 2 or 3 seconds or whatever. Yeah, that's handy.
It was really handy going out the gate because you could go through and get a real good burst of speed. I played a lot of oh god, what the hell is the character that basically zips from area to area? What the hell's her name?
Oh god, I want to call her Booster Gold because she looks a
Yeah,
lot like
she looks
Booster
a lot
Gold.
like female Booster Gold. Um,
She's the character who's not the monkey that's on all the box art.
mhm. But she was a lot of fun.
Booster? Is it Booster?
No, I can't remember what the hell her name is, but we'll think of it later. It's she is like one of the most deceptively simple characters I think in the game, but she was a lot of fun to play because like one of her abilities is that she basically turns back time like a few seconds.
How did they
So
handle that?
oh, it's weird. Did you not play her at all?
No, I found too many other cool characters.
Oh,
That went, oh, Tracer. Tracer.
It's Tracer. That's her name. But she basically you hit it like if you accidentally wander into a bunch of people and they start shooting you, you hit it and it forces you back to where you were a few seconds ago, and then also puts you back to whatever health you were at. So
Oh, that's cool.
it's really cool to be able to because you can be really brave with her and not have a whole lot of risk around it if you play her well. So you could go in, kind of check something out, see how bad things were. She would be a great decoy character to have somebody run in there, go through and do her reverse time thing to come out and maybe try to draw people out of a entrenched position or something like that. Overall, like I liked the game a lot. There's a lot of different characters. I don't know if I'm gonna pay $60 for it out the gate.
Yeah.
Is the deal.
So-
That's a hard sell for me on anything that doesn't have a campaign mode and is just online.
So what's the point of the game? Like,
It's
is
very
there?
TF2. It's
Yeah.
attack
There's-
points.
Yeah, you
or
usually
payload.
have payload or there's a couple of there's not very there's a
Well,
few-
I mean, okay, so you play a match, you kill people, you play another match. Is there like an exterior level up system? Is there an overarching story? Like,
Yes.
what connects the multiplayer battles?
Well, there's a basic story, and I'm hoping this is going to get fleshed out a little more because from the get-go, from that opening intro, already loved the world they've built, and this is a game I didn't know I wanted. Like, I've seen the trailers for this so far and went, okay. Because it's getting lost in all these other games that are kind of similar that are coming out like it. So I don't know that it was really just a jump in and match and then move on, sort of kind of loosely tied together by this opening thing. But they do have level ups. So, like, you get X number of XP, and you can level up to the next level, and usually you get an unlock. And let me tell you, buddy, Blizzard knows how to loot box.
yeah,
like-
they do.
You thought the Hearthstone card packs looked cool. Like, these boxes you get, just glowy, explodey. It's a good feeling.
It is for not a whole lot so far. Like you get a couple different character poses,
Yeah.
skins and stuff like that. Like this is all just beta, so I have no idea what the final game stuff around that's going to be. I imagine they'll probably flesh a lot of that out, or maybe not. I don't know. Just play, shoot a bunch of people, talk with friends, and strategize. Type of in that realm, it's really good. It does what it does really well. I don't know if the level up system is going to be enough to like keep me, kind of continuing to try to get this next unlock or to get this next thing. I don't know if there's much of that in there for it. It seems much more of a kind of a esports bait type of a game, like
A little.
But
But
not extremely. It's a fun online multiplayer game, but Those are always a hard sell for me at $60. But if you don't get it when it's like the opening week of it, then you lose out on so much of the fun in it because multiplayer dies down and everything else like that. But
And people aren't, gods. Like
yeah,
everyone's
exactly.
starting. That's why the beta was so great because everyone was starting from the same sort of level. Pardon the pun.
Yeah.
There's this really cool at the end of the match. Everyone sees the MVP. Like the game picks out a most valuable play, and it's like a excuse me, it's like a 6 or 7 second window depending on how long the action is, and it'll show the first person view of whoever did this really awesome thing to everyone in the game. And
Yeah,
then
that's
after
been-
that, it goes to the score screen, and it kind of racks up. It points out cool things that people did, like this guy had 81 assists, and this guy was on the control points 72% of the time.
This person did this much healing, and then you vote on which one you think is coolest, and then they
Right.
get something special.
They
out
get
of it.
bonus points, and everyone who finished the match gets bonus points too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes, so that way there aren't quitters. You
Yeah.
get bonus points for playing
For
out a
actually
bad
finishing
beat.
it all the way through,
Yeah.
which is nice. Like, and they're that best play of the game thing I think is so cool, and I wish more games did that. Like whatever algorithm they're using to figure out what that is, because it's not always just who shot the most people in one go. Like there's on the subreddit for Overwatch. There's people are posting a lot of those up right now, and it's a really kind of a cool thing, like for them to be doing, because you see some people doing some really neat stuff, and it's really pretty smart about when it starts the video and when it ends the video on it. Like I was impressed with that. I haven't seen a lot of multiplayer games do that.
Well, and part of the voting thing is you don't have to vote for your own team. Like
You can
once
vote for
the
the
game's
other
over,
team, too.
there's no more affiliations. So if the guy in the other team did something really awesome, it's like, okay, you get my vote, buddy. Oh, and the weirdest thing about it, did you go into the options, Joey?
Not much at all.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
There are, at least on the PC, there are 3 different colorblind options.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, there's
Which is-
for Deuteranopia, Deuteranopia, Protonopia, and Tritonopia, which is like, it's red. The first 2 are like red green, and then Tritonopia is blue yellow. So like anybody can play this game. It's well, anybody with any type of colorblindness can play this game. It's very cool that they not only thought about it, but went into like, look, not everybody's red-green colorblind. Like, there are folks who aren't red-green colorblind. Like, we got to do something for them, too. It's just they put so much thought into it. It's very exciting.
They
I
did.
don't know,
I'm
it's
sure there's
60
going to
bucks
be.
exciting.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of balancing out the gate for characters too, because I did see a lot of people gravitating towards 1 or 2 different characters.
My first game, it was me and 4 of those dwarf sentry gun builders.
Oh yeah.
4 of them.
See,
And the
nobody
game-
played those at all on my games. Like everybody was playing Reaper and the big fat guy with the chain. Like that was everybody.
I liked Doom Lady. Who's the Doom Lady sniper? She was cool.
Widowmaker, I liked her a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, she was really fun to play.
But when you're in the game or the character select screen, when I was originally going to be, I forget who I was going to be. I think it was the dude you start with in the tutorial or something. I don't know. And it was like, hey guys, you have 4 fucking dwarves. Like, you're missing a tank, you're missing a sniper, you're missing support. You don't. What are you doing?
What the hell are you
So
guys
I
doing?
switched over.
I like that too, and I like that people are actually kind of paying attention to it, because the game at the beginning lets you know if your team's not balanced. So it's like, hey, you guys
And
don't
every
have this
game
role.
after that, people did.
Yeah.
But that first game, it was me and these 4 fucking dwarfs, and I'm running around as your TF2 medic lady, Faith.
Mercy or Faith.
Mercy.
Mercy is her name.
So we won very easily because it was a defense thing. But yeah, I'm glad people are paying attention to that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. That's like I'm pretty negative right now on online games. Like Overwatch, my brother made me watch the little cinematic, one of the cinematic intros for it, where they're like the kids in the museum and all that, and Tracer and the monkey guy show up, or the gorilla. Sorry, not monkey.
I hate him. He's not fun to play.
Well,
I liked him.
I did not like him.
the
Anyway.
video was really entertaining, but I hate it because it's like I would rather have like a big single player experience with rich characters than a big multiplayer like treadmill, honestly. So, but I don't know.
They're
like,
different. They're different experiences. Like I appreciate these type of games for being able to hop on, play a few games, and hop off. And, like I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But
like to me, this sounds like a $20 price point game. Like if one of you guys are still playing this when $20 price point comes out, and I have expendable money, like I think I might be interested.
To me, and again, it's a beta, so I don't know. You know, and I played it for probably a good 4 or 5 hours that Friday night, and then didn't go back to it because it's one of those. It's like TF2. It's sort of when I'm in the mood to play it, I know that that's the game I'm going to want to play. That is the competitive shooter I'm going to want to play. The problem is that happens to me maybe once a month.
yeah.
So I don't know. It's very polished. I like it a lot. Unfortunately, there's no blood.
Yeah. Nope. Nope. It is bereft of blood. There's no.
Well,
no.
and what do you guys think about them desexualizing Tracer?
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't know
Everybody's
anything about that.
Everybody's losing their damn mind about it. It's their decision to go through and
Yeah.
do it, and it's not like people aren't censoring. They got feedback on it, and they were like, it wasn't a decision we really liked in the first place anyway, so we're changing it. So that's fine. Like,
But next patch, boob window.
yeah,
Well,
boob window.
It was more ass with her, I think. I
Yes.
think her original pants had like super ass crack, you know, like all the way through the pants, like a comic character.
Ew.
And now they updated it to where she's wearing human pants. You know, so there's
Human pants are
imagination
acceptable.
left.
Yeah.
But
I'm okay with human pants.
like I don't know. I don't mind it. I think it's silly that people get upset about things being desexualized. Like I like thinking about sex, but I also like not thinking about sex constantly. So
yeah.
Maybe don't rub your hands right in front of the mic next time you say that, and it'll be a lot more believable.
guys,
I don't think about sex all the time, ladies.
let's talk about sex.
This podcast just turned into something completely different.
I can't do a deep voice.
We could go from we could go from sex to violence.
It's a bloodborne illness.
It is.
It is, and it'll take your
rage
soul
virus.
away. You'll lose your soul if you get into porn. So, Joey, you've been
Blood porn.
Blood porn. Oh God.
ugh.
That better not exist.
I think
But
that was the Blade movie.
What is
Yeah.
this? What was it called? The Syrian film? Siberian? No.
But yeah, the Siberian film or Siberian, I don't remember.
The Assyrian went to Siberia.
A film you should never watch is what
Yeah.
it is. It
So,
is
moving on-
Serbian. A Serbian film.
Serbian film, yeah, that's right.
I mean, if you want to see baby porn, I mean fake baby porn, but
Now
I
let's stick with the blood orgies.
yeah, stick with blood orgies.
yay, blood orgy.
Blood orgies. So I made the mistake of picking up Bloodborne just a little while ago, and every time I pick up any of the Souls games, I hate myself for a while afterwards. Like, I love them. They're so much fun to play, but I get so frustrated with them.
Well, that's what they're there for, man.
I know that's what they're there for. I feel like every time I pick one up, I don't feel like I'm playing a game. I feel like I'm like learning a new sport or something like that. Like it's such an investment, but it is like, oh God, there's nothing more satisfying than doing well in the Souls games. I really, that is the one thing that they have absolutely a monopoly on, is that level of satisfaction when you actually beat something.
Well, that difficulty curve on Bloodborne, man.
It's
Oof. Boy,
it's not-
that's a bear.
Yeah, it's. I don't feel like it's as bad as some of the Souls games were. Like, I don't
How
feel
far
like.
are
It's,
you?
God, I'm not super far. I'm. God, I am out of Central Yarnum. I'm past the cathedral.
So you fought Father Gascoigne,
Yeah,
and you didn't think he was super damn hard?
he was a bitch. I burned some insight and had some help. Is how I got that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's gonna be one. That's one of my problems with this game, I understand why they do it, because like it makes those boss fights a lot easier when you go through and pull in other people to help with them. But I really want to play this game co-op with like one of my friends, and that seems to just not be possible. Like
Well,
I know
oof.
there's like the password stuff for it, but I've heard lots of horror stories about that not working like at all.
It doesn't
And
work great, and
Mhm.
even if you did get it to work, you would have to jump through so many hoops. Like
Yeah.
you guys would both have to stay close to each other in levels. So basically, you're not playing alone. You guys are always only playing together. You'd have to set up a new code and resummon every time you beat a boss, and then
Mhm.
pray someone didn't invade you. Like,
Right.
oh no.
Mm.
I was about to say, because I haven't beaten Father, whatever his name is yet. Like, I played him twice, and the first time I almost beat him. Or maybe it's the second time I almost beat him. It's the second time. Because the first time I played him, and he didn't do his second form, and then the second time I played him, he did, and, like, it was literally just, like, I just need, like, 1 to 3 more hits kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then I died. And
Did you get the music box?
I have no idea. It's been since that game came out, since I played it.
Right.
You'd remember. It's real sad.
Yeah, it is really sad, but like that helps a lot if you have the music box,
Mm.
because every time you play it, it stuns him.
Well,
Oh.
you get
For-
one shot in each of his forms.
Yeah. So you don't want to. If you use it too much, he goes through and he pops to his werewolf form, like immediately. But so you can go through and use it once to stun him, to go through and get some hits in on each of his forms.
Gotcha. That
Yeah,
sounds
he
like
is
something.
a fucker.
He is a fucker.
It sounds like
Fire
something
helps.
to wait for his werewolf form to play. But,
Well, you get one shot while he's human, and then one shot with it while he's a wolf.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
but yeah, woof. That one's. It's been a while since I played Bloodborne, but I seem to remember some of those later fights being real tough.
Yeah.
Like-
I gotta get back to those games. But
The thing I'm stuck on right now is there's this giant, one of those big fatties, like the one of the ones that it's not one of those big fatties. It's one of those big church people,
Oh.
under the graveyards. But he's not one of the ones with like the scythe or whatever. He's one with like a fucking morning star type of thing, like that he whips around, and it's like this big ball on a chain that he shoots out, and I cannot beat him to go over to where I
down
want
in
to
down in the sewers.
get. No,
Am I thinking of the right thing?
no, it's after the sewers. It's in the space where you're looking over a lot of the city. It's right out. It's outside of the cathedral.
Oh, when you're like
little
looking
ways.
down a hill.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna have fun with that area.
yeah. God, I already hate that area. Yeah,
See, and
I'm
that's
Sorry, go
the
ahead.
that's the other fun part of the Souls games is once you've beat them,
Mhm.
you can be on this side of it and hear people going, "Oh, well, I'm in this part," and just not knowing what's ahead of them, and just oh, this guy is fucked.
every time I play them, I have to remember again what my strategy has to be with those games, which is I have to just farm and farm and farm, and then whenever I'm gonna go to the next spot where I don't know where the hell anything is, I just have to make sure I have like 0 souls or blood echoes or anything like that before I go into it, so I'm not pissed off. Like,
That sounds
and
like a
I
good
forget
strat.
that. I forget that all the time, and then I'm like, well, crap. Or I get greedy is the other thing that always gets me. Is I get greedy. I'm like, I've got 5,000 blood echoes, and I probably should hit the campfire back up, but
What is it?
I get a few
what are they
more.
called in Bloodborne again? They're homeward bones in Dark Souls. What are they called in Bloodborne?
oh, they're Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark, yeah.
Yeah.
The trick with those games to sort of avoid falling into that greediness is to, as soon as you kill your first or second boss, you need those souls to upgrade weapons and stuff. So that's fine. But like your third or fourth, where you're not necessarily going to get a ton if you use to upgrade, you go and you buy 30 fucking Hunter's Marks. And that way you never have an excuse to get greedy. You just go, look, I just killed these 7 guys. I can kill them again. I'll just be right back here. I'll just
Yeah.
run home and spend these.
I'll just run, just real quick.
It's a lot easier to justify.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. And I have a bunch of those. Like I have a whole bunch of my storage, and I went and spent a lot of time on leveling up some weapons early on too, which I think has helped a lot. Um, Although I kind of picked, I read some build stuff online, and I kind of think I picked probably some wrong weapons to level up for the build I was going for. But
It's fine.
yeah,
You know, the thing about those games is fuck builds. You
yeah,
know, fuck builds. If you want to, if you want to go online and PvP and stuff, great. Worry about the builds, deck yourself up, min max it, whatever. If you're just playing the games, you're not. The weapons being upgraded makes a very large difference, but it's not all the difference in the world. Like people can beat this game with just fist and everything. And so like that's
more
that's
about
the height of
timing
the
than
skill.
anything else.
People are into fisting.
Right, fisting demons specifically, or werewolves, whatever. Priests, fisting priests who turn
Fisting
into
priests.
werewolves.
That's a nice change.
Well, it's nice. It's nice to have that transaction going the other way for once. But you know, going from a level 5 to a level 6 weapon isn't going to be the biggest difference in the world. So really, whatever you decide you like the moveset the most and you're the most comfortable with, max that out. Because if you're going to get another 22 damage by using a weapon you don't like, okay, that's good. That's an extra 22 damage every hit.
But you're gonna
when the
die
boss
a lot.
has right when the boss has 22,000 health, how many hits are you really going to get in where it's going to matter?
Yeah, exactly.
So
I've,
just
I've
pick
stuck
what you
with
like.
the saw spear, I think, or the saw, whatever the long range saw one. That's kind of been my thing. It's a good middle of the road weapon.
You can't go wrong with spears and souls games. MusiM knows
No.
all about that.
Yep.
I mean, that's how I beat Demon Souls. Although, I gotta tell you, that Demon Souls end boss was fucking disappointing as hell. Like,
Yeah.
that was, like, that whole game, it's,
That game is an upward crawl.
like, you know, that boss gave me blue balls. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Which is
literally-
funny because he looked like he crawled out of a big set of blue balls. Like he was that big, weird, pus-filled slug thing.
Yeah,
And he just comes
yeah.
sliding out of it. Ugh.
and I was just like, I'm gonna stand over here and, oh, a dozen arrows and you're dead? Okay, well, that was lame. Maybe it was more than a dozen. I don't know. But it was.
I guess thematically that's kind of the point. Because he's this king who tried to help. Boy, we're going down a rabbit hole here.
Yeah, we're going down a lore hole here.
He's this king who like tried to access this power to save his people, but he got too greedy, and the elder god or whatever, the old god, whatever, pulled him down into this thing and just made him a shell of a person, and he is super weak now because he's been totally consumed by the old god. It makes perfect sense that he would just be this shitty slug
Yeah.
blue balls thing.
It was just after all as difficult as that game was, that was just disappointing.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, it was False King Alant right before him. That was your end boss. That's how you got to think of it.
I don't even remember who was before him, honestly. But
Weren't we just talking about it last episode?
was it the false? Well, I'm
He's
pretty.
the end of 1-5, yeah.
I don't think I feel like he was not the last guy I beat before I beat. Because I'm pretty sure I saved most of World 5 until after I beat everything else.
Oh.
So, like, I'm pretty sure I had to do, like...
World 5 where you just murdered the innocent priestess at the end?
God, I don't even remember that part at all.
Okay.
I remember the... Let me think. That wasn't World
Welcome to Soulscast!
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Or we
I'm
all
sorry.
souls all the time.
I gotta
sorry.
go replay Demon Souls real quick,
Yeah.
guys. And not play any of the other Souls games I own that I haven't beaten. Because I have to be up on this lore. But, I mean, stellar conversation, guys. I really...
It's astronomical.
Yeah.
I picked up Stellaris this week, and
I've
boy,
never heard of this game, so
I
you gotta
haven't
give me some exposition here.
Okay, so it's made by the same people who made Europa Universalis, which I've never played. I don't know anything about it. It's a 4X game. So as you would expect, it's set in space.
So is it a Stardock game? Is that what you're
I
saying?
don't know what Stardock is. This is
Stardock-
literally my first foray into any of this space 4X shit.
Stardock makes a lot of 4X games. They do, was it Sins of a Solar Empire?
Okay, yeah.
I own a few of their games. Their CEO is a giant douchebag, but I've already given him money. I'm sorry.
Well, it's the easiest comparison I can, like, I just told you guys I played 611 hours of Civ 5, and who knows how much before that on Civ 4? Probably not that much. So everything I'm going to say will be couched in sort of a, if you play Civ, this is how you'll kind of understand this game. It feels like a huge expansion of stuff that I'm already kind of basically used to. It's a, build a galactic civilization, for lack of a better term, and then you sort of go out and survey stars with your science ships, and then you can build shit on certain planets, because not every planet has something worth building anything on. So, like, you can only build on planets that are within your borders, and only if they have, like, a unit, or not a unit, like a node of something. But, like, your basic nodes are minerals, energy, and influence. Well, those basically translate to production. Minerals are production, energy is gold, and influence is culture. Those are, like, kind of the basic shorthands, but they don't quite work the same way. Like, your army, every army you have, needs to have a leader to kind of be effective. So you need to spend your influence, or your culture, if it were Civ, to sort of recruit leaders. But you can only have so many leaders until your empire gets big enough, and 3 of them have to be researching stuff because there's 3 different tech trees going at one time. It's insane. It is way complex, but if you've played Civ, all this stuff sort of, you don't get every sort of facet of it right away, but it all sort of makes intuitive sense. Yeah. Like, you know what the point of this stuff is. But man, what I think really would have helped me is if I had started in the Sol system as a human. As Sol system is in, like, Earth, Mars, all that.
I played Star Control 2. I'm aware of the Sol system.
Or Mass Effect. Yeah. You can pick. You can basically, there's, in Civ you have Gandhi and who's that French guy, Napoleon, or Washington, or whoever, and they all have their, each country has their set units and their traits and their, special ability and all that stuff. Here, you can make, like, ground up, make your own civilization. And there's, like, 6 or 7 different types of species you can be. Like, you can be mammalian, which means you can be human, or you can be fox people, or you can be these weird, like, squirrel things, or apes, or whatever. Or you can be, like, a mollusk. So, like, I'm a bunch of hydra running around. You can be, like, there's, like, 14 different kinds of mushroom people you can be. It is. I spent probably 35 minutes just making a galactic Civ, I'm going to call them. And I think I probably would have been better off if I had gone with Earth, because the names make it a little tough to keep an eye on what's going on. Like, when you're, my Civ is called the Hyanarthi Directorate, and it's spelled HJANNARTHI'. So, like,
you're like,
you
okay.
Yeah. So, like,
bullshit and meaningless bullshit that I have to keep track of.
Well, and so, like, stuff will happen that'll be like, this is controlled by these guys, and I'll go, well, why can't I access this thing? Oh, no, that's mine. I already own that. I forgot who I was. But it's really cool. I'm thinking about putting up some videos on it. I don't know if I'm ready to go back to that, and I'm nowhere near good enough at the game yet. But if you want to kind of get an idea, you can check out Many a True Nerd, who's one of my favorite YouTubers. He's doing a series on it. Giant Bomb did a quick look, and Austin Walker's real good at describing it. It's got a... There he is now.
Yep, there he is right now.
It's got this giant sweeping soundtrack that, like, reminds me of like, almost Never-Ending Story in how, like, wide and sweeping it is.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
You're really ruining my. What's
Sorry,
the
I'm
word I'm
getting
looking
called
for?
off to bed duty.
Oh, okay.
I'll wrap it up here. The combat's a little meh at this point, but I have like no upgrades. I haven't really gone down that path yet because upgrades take quite a while to do. You're researching three things at one time. You have three sort of, there's like a biology, a technology, and a diplomacy track. And every time one of those finishes, it'll give you three, or in my case four, because that's one of my species special traits, four new ones to pick from. So you have three going at once, but they take a while. They're measured in months. So sort of each turn is kind of a month, and then it's broken down into days, and different stuff happens along different timelines. Yeah, we're totally streaming kiddie porn right now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
Good night, everybody.
Sorry.
Oh man,
I apologize.
this is gonna be interesting to edit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun to edit.
The one last thing that I found today that I thought was cool was I've made it into space, and I'm kind of like late early game, I think, and you can run across these anomalies, and there are events that happen like. Think of them as like you were finding ruins in Civ 5, except they can happen the whole game and for different reasons. It's just this pop-up that like, oh shit, now this is happening. Well, I'm a very non-religious civilization, but every Civ still has they have a religion. They just don't they're not super pious. Well, the pop-up I just got was that I went into space, and I came across this monument that was like a laser-etched monument that looks exactly like the ones that we made on our planet before we even got out of the atmosphere. So, like, somebody else has been worshiping these gods along with us for millennia. And it's like, it gives you an option, like, okay, yeah, let's go with that. You can generally pick one and two tracks with it. And one of them was like, yeah, let's go find out about these elder gods. And I was like, nope, peace.
Let's not.
And it won't go away. Like, this is one of my, like, it went, all right, we'll just save this for later for you then. I'm like, fuck. So that's, I cannot wait to get fucked in my space hole by whatever horrors that thing unleashes. It's real fun. Check it out. It's Stellaris. Very fun.
Stellaris.
Okay. Well, with that, it looks like we've reached the end, so be sure and send us emails at carouselpodcast@gmail.com. Visit our Twitter page, which is just Carousel Podcast. Visit the website at thecarouselpodcast.com. Rate and review us on iTunes and Google Play and all that. Buy my music and new album at MusiM.bandcamp.com.
I got my jam. I promised you that I would find out what the name of the song was that I thought was super rad, and it is Funk to the Future. That's a fucking jam, man.
Well, thank you, sir. That is the most, in my opinion, the most upbeat, happy song I have ever written. So
it's got that part kind of like maybe 2/3 in where it's just the bass just going thump, 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 and there's the crash hitting 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a crash.
Yeah,
something like that.
It's a crash.
Oh, that's probably my favorite part of the album.
Thank you, man. I'm pretty proud of the album, honestly, and I'm very proud of that song. So you guys should go listen to it at places.
Go listen.
Like I get like 1,000th of a cent if you listen to it on Spotify. So I'd rather you buy it on like iTunes or MusiM.bandcamp. But anyway, so other people. Joey, where can we find you?
Nowhere.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Good talk.
Joey Nebula 0 on Twitter.
Jake, where can we find you?
TheOtherJZee, that's JZEE on Twitter, and maybe there'll be some Stellaris videos coming out on the same name on YouTube. Who knows?
Do it. I'd be curious. Stardock is supposed to be an expert on these 4X games. So, okay. Well, thanks everyone for joining us live, and we'll see you next turn.
Bye.
Let me talk to you about berries.
I don't get it. Is this a flash joke?
It's another ad joke.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. No. Oh, God. So,
Yeah.
I watched Kevin Smith fucking YouTube on Civil War the other day, and he spent 5 minutes doing a goddamn advertisement. And I'm like, just stop.
They fucking get their money's worth with that guy.
Yeah.
I hit that 15 seconds forward thing. It must be like 18, 20 times before I get back to. And he doesn't like transition into them. He just drops them in dry, which is basically he's dropping it in dry. There's
Yeah.
no music in the background. Kind of a lot of times, no nothing to tell when you're back to the show. Like that shit's diabolical.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely
sorry.
is.
We're holding Joey up.
It's okay.
So titles real quick. Where does
I like
this-
MusiM hates the poor.
Well, we got puberty-inducing boob window. MusiM hates the poor, that's pretty good. 100% jizz-free, which is 100% unusable.
Yeah.
Let's stick to the blood orgy, and then a trifecta of fisting. Fisting demons or werewolves, fisting priests.
A lot of sex titles this time.
Yeah.
Boss blue balls, lower hole, fucked in my space hole, which I think reads funnier as effed in the asshole.
That's all.
I think effed in the asshole is pretty good. If that doesn't take it, I'm going with MusiM hates the poor.
I like MusiM hates the poor.
I like a lot of these, honestly. Like, I'm good with MusiM hates the poor. I'm also good with lore hole.
I like lore hole too. That's a
Effed in the asshole isn't bad, but it's definitely my third place out of them. So
Eh,
that
MusiM
sounds
hates
like
the
I
poor,
hate
ladies
the
and
poor.
gentlemen.
And,
yeah.
yeah.
MusiM hates the poor. I think that's good.
Okay. Cool. Thanks for everyone for joining us live, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.